signal is over an M-class planet. It's listed in the Federation database as...
Kaminar.
Commander Saru, that's...
Yes. Kaminar is my homeworld.
Hey guys, Chastity and Greg here with our breakdown of Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Episode 6, The Sound of Thunder.
Now, before you watch it, it's a spoiler alert here, guys, for two reasons. You gotta watch the episode before you watch this breakdown, and I would watch the short trek, The Brightest Star, too.
All right, let's jump into the recap. So, a red signal brings the Discovery to Kaminar. And before we talk about Kaminar, we have to talk about Saru.
New and improved Saru, I guess. New and improved.
Sassy Saru.
Yeah.
Saru sitting in your chair. Saru ain't give no Fs.
No,
yeah.
he does not care.
Terrifying.
Fearless Saru.
Yes,
I like him. I love the little backstory that they're giving to the Kelpian race in this episode and the Baul.
The Baul.
Through the Baul.
Yeah, so Saru seems more aggressive, more impulsive. He just gets all up in Pike's face, and then
I love it.
The entire bridge crew's like, oh shit.
Reese steps up, he's like ready to go. He's like, all right, we doing this? But he doesn't know yet that Saru has that new thing where he can like spit out a bunch of things at people. So I'm glad it didn't get that far.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break down the Baul Kelpian backstory here and how it led to the events we got in this episode. So we found out the Baul were trying to stop the Kelpians' evolution, right dead in its tracks to keep themselves alive here because they were the prey in the past.
That's right. Yeah, the Kelpians used to be the predators like after the Vaharai.
Yes.
So they've been enslaving them and keeping them under these false beliefs for what, over 2,000 years?
Yep.
That's pretty messed up, but
Very
it is
Star
a
Trek.
survival tactic.
That's very Star Trek.
Brother?
Surana.
Saru is reunited with his sister Sarana pretty quickly, and he introduces her to Michael, and yeah, Sarana takes it pretty well, seeing a human for the first time.
She doesn't scream and run away.
Yeah, doesn't get freaked out, so that's nice. It was a nice moment. But we also learned that their father had died right after Saru left.
The Vaharai. He didn't make it.
So Saru and Sarana get captured, and they talk to the Baul.
Yes.
But then, like, their I don't know, mechanisms and guard things are super easy to take out. And then
That was weird, but I guess they're trying to explain, like, again, evolution. He's different. He's stronger. He can do whatever.
They're usually motivated by fear, so they don't really need like stronger tech to.
But that was the
fend
only
people
Baul. Again, I understand that. I get where they're going just to get to that moment at the end. Yeah, it's a little rough there.
Yeah, it seemed a little easy, but then they contact the Discovery, and then they come up with this plan to get all of the Kelpians to Vaharai as the only way to convince them all really quickly that everything has been a sham, is just to experience it and put them through this painful experience.
On top of all that, the Baul are like, whatever, we'll just kill everyone off, and we're just gonna wipe out the entire race at this point. And that's where I'm like, okay, here we go, because what's gonna happen with Discovery? Pike's ready to go to war with the Baul at this point. He's ready to take the Federation to war. And the only part I really hated in this episode was the Deus Ex moment, the Red Angel coming in to save it all. I was like, I knew they had to do something like that, but I didn't expect it just to be straight up.
It makes
boop,
it
boop,
makes sense for this
fixed.
plot, but there was no fight whatsoever. Everything was fine. Like there were
Totally
a couple
fine.
shots fired, and that was it. And then the Red Angel just like takes care of it. But we do learn from Saru and his enhanced eyesight that it's a dude of some kind. It's a humanoid.
He believes it's a humanoid.
Yeah, it's a humanoid in a mechanized suit with tech that they've never seen before.
Enduring something no one thought possible can be transformative.
Then we have Culber, and he seems to be back to normal physically, but very affected psychologically. His body's pristine, he has no scars anymore, so he's got like a brand new body.
It's kind of like some weird phantom pain thing he's going through with his senses. And I also wonder, when the doctor said, oh, you're fine, you're okay, the medical officer said you're okay, and then I realized, oh man, they really need a counselor.
They
do.
Cast aside your masks and let me slip into your minds. Muzzle it.
Okay, let's jump into the things we noticed in this episode. First of all, the title itself, Sound of Thunder. It's based off of Ray Bradbury's short story. From Wiki, a sound of thunder is often credited as the origin of the term the butterfly effect, a concept of the chaos theory in which the flapping of a butterfly's wings in one part of the world could create a hurricane on the opposite side of the globe. Bradbury's story depicts the death of a butterfly in the past and how it could have drastic changes in the future.
This is gonna cost me.
And like we mentioned before, this episode was a continuation of The Brightest Star, which was a short trek that premiered before season 2. And if you didn't see it, here's a quick recap. The Brightest Star told the story of young Saru on Kaminar. The Kelpians perform their ritual sacrifice, but Saru doesn't want to participate, much to the disappointment of his father. Saru finds some advanced tech and uses it to contact people from other worlds, as he's determined to live among the stars. He says goodbye to his sister, and he says hello to Lieutenant Giorgio, who responds to Saru's call. She had to get special permission by Starfleet to go to Kaminar. She tells Saru if he leaves, he can never return.
Speaking of the Kelpians, Serana looking down on her own planet Kaminar from the Discovery ship is a subtle callback to a few episodes of Trek, including Who Watches the Watchers, where Picard shows Nuria her home planet from orbit. This also happens in the episode Justice and later in Star Trek First Contact. Look away, Tasha Yar fans. You might have noticed that the aquatic alien race, the Ba'ul, look mighty similar to the black goo creature Armis that killed Yar in the TNG episode Skin of Evil. Also, this is just a question I have for that Ba'ul, the voice actor for the Ba'ul representative that's in that little fight with Saru. He sounded a lot like James Spader. It did. I felt like maybe, is that James Spader?
His name wasn't in the credits.
It wasn't, and I feel like they would have done that.
Yeah, I feel like they would have dropped that there.
That would have been a heavy Easter egg if,
that'd be great.
If that's his voice, though.
Robert California.
I'm the Lizard King.
Saru and Serana see the Red Angel. The Red Angel uses a large pulse of electromagnetic radiation to deactivate the pylons and stop the Ba'ul from committing genocide. As mentioned before, thanks to Saru's enhanced eyesight, we learn that the Red Angel is a humanoid wearing a mechanized suit using tech that is far beyond Federation capabilities. Okay, so this obviously means time travel. That's what's happening. So it could be anyone or someone we know. Who do you think it is?
Well, Pike, he has a little bit of an idea who he thinks it is. I feel like he's pushing closer towards Ash. It could be, you could be Spock.
Yeah.
I mean, every headline's going to be Spock.
That was the gut feeling I had.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there he is. It's Spock. He's in a suit.
It could be Ash, though. It could be Iconian. I keep bringing up Iconians, and it fades away more and more each episode, which I hope it does. It could be Iconian tech on someone from Section 31. And it could be Ash. I'm going to go with Ash right now. Like, they're chasing their own tail, and they just don't know it yet because it's a time traveling thing.
That would be pretty
Ash
fitting.
Is going back in time and changing events with Section 31. So
yeah, he's being the most critical about it. It'd be really funny if it's him.
If it's him, yeah. I think that's where they're going.
What is it? A time-traveling being pursuing its own agenda?
Let us know what you thought of episode 6 in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe so you get more breakdowns of Star Trek Discovery coming your way.
Yes, and we'll be right back here next week for episode 7. Bye-bye.